everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I'm doing something slightly different, and this is actually a build collab with LegitSimmer, and on their channel they make builds as well, and they actually built this house and it was my job to decorate it, so that's what I'm doing. You can also go over to our origin IDs, which I'll leave in the description, so you can go and download the furnished version which I did, or go and download the unfurnished version that they did on theirs. So I'll leave a link down below for that, and also their channel, so you can go and check out the building of this house. So we decided to do a traditional house, but when I went into the furnishing, I did stick to that the traditional style, but I also did some little bits of modern, because I thought that was kind of like a nice twist to do traditional and modern interior. So some of the bits might be a little bit more modern than others, especially this little I suppose like a yoga studio, I guess you could call it, upstairs. I didn't really know what to do for the spare room that we had, so I decided to make this little like yoga room and a little meditation thingy. You'll be able to see that a little bit more into the build. Speaking of which, this video is very long and I'm really sorry about that. I've sped up the video as much as it can go and it ended up being about half an hour, so yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be talking throughout this whole video or not. I've done this voiceover 3 times, because I finished off the voiceover only doing 10 minutes, and then I thought I don't really know, my video doesn't really feel complete without doing a voiceover of the full video. I know a lot of people don't really do voiceovers for the Sims videos, but I don't know, for me it just doesn't feel right, so I don't know if I should talk for the full half an hour or not. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to wait and see what happens. So first we're on here to the kitchen, and as you can see, I did on that other side I kind of did white and black counters, and then on this side right here I kind of doing the same, but later on in the build I kind of changed that so it's all black. I don't know, at the time I kind of liked how I had that thing around the fridge, how, you know, where the fridge was black and then I had white counters around it, but then later on I realised it doesn't really look too good. So here I'm just going around with the counters again, and also at some points through the build you might see me put custom content items down, and that was because while I was doing this furnishing bit I also just installed a load of custom content. So when I was scrolling through all the different item menus, I was like, oh, I haven't recognised that before, and placed it down just to see what it looked like. But there's no CC actually in this build. If I did put any CC down and left it there, then I would have removed it before I put it on the gallery, because this has been on the gallery for a little while now. I did this build, well, it's currently the 17th of August as I'm doing this voiceover, and I did this build towards the beginning of August, I think, actually. So I might forget what I'm about to say, because I can't exactly remember what my next move is going to be, so I might pause for a couple of seconds, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do here on camera. So yeah, so like I was saying, there's no CC in this, so you can download it and use it as you wish. This has about 50 odd downloads now, which is great, so thank you for everybody who's been downloading this. So as you can see here, it took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do for the kitchen. I really wanted to do something modern, because it really isn't something that I haven't really done a lot, but you know, I still had to keep to that traditional style. That's where the kind of counter styles come into, and I'm just now trying to fill up counter space with just random little things. I put a little coffee pot with all those different tea rack things on next to it, as you would have seen on the other side. And yeah, so I also do some curtains, when I might have went back towards the end and did that, I'm not too sure. Sometimes I'm actually putting the curtains in now. For these windows, they're really awkward to try and find some curtains that fit for them. I don't know why, it's just the size of the windows, it just wasn't very many options. It took me a long time to find something that actually worked. And then for that one above the stove top there, I spent ages trying to find a curtain that I would want, and then I realised that well, you wouldn't really have a curtain above your stove, would you, because it could catch fire, so I decided to just leave it blank there. And yeah, so I did a little backsplash, I guess you could say, feature wall, little stone thing there, that kind of gave you that little modern feel with the traditional kitchen, but then I kept changing my mind. I kind of did that quite a few times throughout this build. As you may see, actually on the side where the fridge is, there was actually like a dark brick, which kind of blended in nicely with the coloured counters. So yeah, and now I'm just going in with the flooring. And also in this build, I kind of just said it, but I kind of went in between, decorating some rooms a little bit, then going on to another room and then coming back to do, I kind of did it in random order. I don't really know why, it was something a little bit different, but I did that. Another thing is that I got really bored with the paintings, because I haven't really done a build this big before. I know I didn't even build the house, but decorating, I never really do builds this size, so I was kind of going through every room, putting paintings in, you know, just to fill up the walls and add a little bit more colour to it, I guess, which you wouldn't, every other room you would probably do paintings in, I suppose, but because there's just so many rooms that got really tiring towards the end having to put paintings in, but I did manage to do that. And then I put like a kind of like a light coloured flooring in the kitchen as well, to kind of contrast with the darker counters, and I'm just trying to find some rugs to put in the kitchen, and I know you wouldn't really have rugs in your kitchen in real life. I know I've seen that before, but it's not really a thing that I see a lot, and it kind of doesn't really look that good, but in The Sims you kind of have to, because, you know, there isn't really a whole lot you can do, because there'll be just blank space and it wouldn't look too good. So here I'm just trying to find a little painting. It was kind of an awkward spot to put the painting, really, so I'm not too sure how that looks, but I put one in. And then here we are onto the little dining room area. I kind of really like this house, how it was all like open, you know, that the kitchen flows into the dining room, and then the dining room flows into the hallway, and that flows into the living room. It's all like just archways and things throughout the downstairs mainly. There's also a downstairs toilet. I think there was about 3 bedrooms in this house, and then maybe 3 bathrooms as well. I'm not exactly too sure, because it was a little while ago I did this build. So yeah, again, throughout this whole house, actually, I went through, well, neutral colours. In the bedrooms, I think I did like a red bedroom in one of them, but apart from that, it was mostly just neutral colours. I do that for basically every single build I do in terms of decorating. I don't know why, I just really like it. I know I should like switch it up a little bit, but you know, it's just a nice colour combination using neutral colours. So yeah, I'm just trying to find a curtain, which was very hard to find, and I couldn't really get it exactly to fit on top of the window. Like the curtain reel wouldn't like snap to the top of the window, which was so annoying, but I eventually got it to do that. And then also here, as you'll be able to see, I'm putting some windows in, mirrors I mean. This is something that I did in one of my builds a while ago. It was a fixer-upper that Jen did, and I put mirrors in the dining room. I just really like it. I think I saw Sasha do it in one of her videos, and it was just a really nice idea. So I did that quite a few times throughout this build. You might be able to see me put windows. When I said windows again, I mean mirrors, putting them in on the walls just to open up the space a little bit. I really like how that looks. And also you might be able to see the video is a little bit jumpy from going into different rooms. When I was going through editing, I was trying to cut out as much of the boring bits as much as I could, because I was trying to get this video to short as it could be, because it is very long, but that was quite a challenge. And also, as you can see here, I was messing around trying to do this thing. I saw somebody do it a while ago, when I was just looking through like floor plan I don't know what I'm trying to say here, floor plan ideas on Google Images, and I saw somebody have like their fireplace inside this like kind of like a little room, and like just like the opening of the fire coming out the wall. I just thought it looked really nice, and I don't know how they did it, because it didn't work for me. And also, as you can see here next to this wall right here, I was putting like shelves on the wall. It's not really something I've done before, but I just thought it was a really nice idea. I saw it again when I was just looking through inspiration on Google Images. It just looked like a nice furniture idea, so I did that, and you know, just put some little trophies on and stuff, because since it is a family home, I suppose, you know, kids might got rewards from school and stuff that you want to display, so that's where that idea came from mainly. And then just put a little bit of clutter on the fireplace, and now when I'm looking back at it was kind of random, putting little toy cars and stuff on here, but I don't know why I did that really, but I did. And as you can see there, I got some little trophies and things. I had to use that cheat where you can move up objects and things just so they would snap onto the shelves, because it wouldn't do that automatically, so I had to do that. And yeah, so I'm not exactly too sure if I'm going to talk about this whole video or not, because it is pretty long and I'm probably sick of myself for talking that long. I don't know. So this is actually the living room, and I don't know if I did that just then or not. I kind of just was not paying attention just then, but I kind of did like a dark feature wall on that wall, I believe, where the TV is. Anyway, so here we are onto the living room area, and the seats are slightly different colours. I kind of like how that is, how you've got like the main sofa is different to the colours of the armchairs, just slightly different. And then I got a really big rug there to fill up the space, which was nice. And then, you know, just putting little tables in and put a little stereo in there. But, you know, when I'm looking back at it, it's kind of a little bit out of place, but, you know, it fits there nicely. And then I just put a little armchair in there with a bookshelf, so you could just sit there and read a book, just in the corner, I suppose, out the way. And yeah, so it kind of, the chair wasn't exactly the same colour of the sofa colours, but you know, I don't really have a problem with that, because it is kind of separate from there. So I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit here because I kind of don't know what my next move is going to be in terms of building, so I'm kind of just looking at the preview screen here and trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I'm putting in a little table here. It was kind of that modern table, as I was saying at the beginning. I was trying to go through modern and traditional interior, and that was kind of something felt I'm messing up all words here. It just fit nicely there. It was just a small little plant on top of there, but it worked nicely. I was going to put a couple of plant pots that, as you would have seen just before I put that table in, but it just looked a little bit out of place. And then it was just time to fill up the room with paintings once again. I did that a lot throughout this build, and like I said, I got a bit tired of it, but I don't know, I just kept doing it. And there again, going through those curtains, I felt like the curtains were a bit repetitive because, it was just that one type of window. There wasn't a lot of options for it, so I kind of used the same window curtain throughout. And as you can see there, I'm doing the mirrors again in here, like I said, for the same reasons, just to make it look nicer and open up the space a little bit. I know this downstairs bit is very open, you've got the archways going through, and kind of when I was going through in tab mode to take the screenshots, I was kind of getting a little bit lost because of all these archways and the mirrors on the walls. It was just really confusing. So there, and also I put a little mirror in the living room there. I'm not really sure if that fit in very well. I'm not exactly too sure. I don't know. It was kind of nice. And as you can see there, I'm putting in a little feature wall. I did that in the kitchen. I think it was pretty similar. Did I go with brick? I'm not too sure. I just went through with a lighter paint there from the other colours in the living room. And here we are onto the downstairs bathroom, which is kind of an awkward place for getting your camera to. I don't know why, I guess it's just the stairs next to it. I don't really know why. It was just really awkward to get the camera in a nice area so you could look in the bathroom. I don't even know what I'm saying. So this was a very, very small bathroom, so it was kind of very narrow to fit things into, but I managed to fit all the necessary things in, like a shower, a toilet, and also a counter space with a sink on. And then it's just a matter of going through the clutter items like the little hand towels and little why can't I think of this? Plants. I don't know. Why can't I think of the word plants? I don't know. And I put that in there as well on the counter. So here we are onto the study area, which is really unusual in terms of colours that I haven't used before. This was kind of like orange colours, which I've never really, I've just said that, why am I repeating myself? I haven't used orange before in a study at least, so I did that. And as you can see, I had some custom content PCs there. I think I had a MacBook and an iMac there. I placed it down just to see what it looked like, because I just installed a load of new custom content. I was just testing it out, and yes, I'm just going through with decorating this room, and I was doing that little thing there where you have two slightly different overlapping circle rugs. I seem to do that for every single time I use rugs. I do those two overlapping ones. I don't know, I just think it looks really nice. And yeah, so as you can see there, I had one of those, like the kitchen counters to put in there, but it kind of had plates in them, so it didn't really look right for a study area, so I changed it to another one. This one was a little bit more modern, which kind of fits in with the interior style that I was trying to go for. And yeah, so it was just a matter of filling up with counters on that wall. I kind of liked how the desk was like enclosed by the counters, and then I was just putting in some little lights in there underneath the desk. Also, let me know in the comments section if you prefer to use the Sims 3 or the Sims 4 camera in your Sims 4 game. I prefer to use the Sims 4 camera because you can right click and rotate, but with the Sims 3 camera you can't. I wish you could do that because I would have used the Sims 3 camera if you could. With the Sims 3 camera, I really like how you can rotate, no, not rotate, I mean tilt your camera up and down. There might be a way to do that in the Sims 4 camera, but I don't know how to do it. So if you can rotate your camera in the Sims 4 version, let me know, because I really like to do that. It just seems like you can't. So yeah, you can press shift, wait, what's the shortcut again? It's Control Shift Tab, that was it, to change it to the Sims 3 camera. And I sometimes use that when I have to, like, well, as you would have been see there, when I was putting those little bar lights underneath the table there, I did that. And it's easier to use the Sims 3 camera, I think, for that. And then it was just putting a bookshelf in there and just some other really things that you would find in the study area. It was kind of a small room to put a lot of things in, but I managed to fit a couple of some armchairs in, and then again going in with the paintings again. A bit boring, but you know, it was just, I had to really. I wonder how many times, like, I wonder how many paintings are actually in this house. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot, because I felt like the whole build was just going through putting paintings in. And as you can see, that was just a jump cut back into the kitchen. I was just changing things around, and like I said at the beginning, I was just cutting out bits of the clips, bits that weren't a lot going on, just to not be as boring. And then I'm going back into the living room here just to change up the sofa arrangement. I thought that for a family home there wasn't a lot of seating spaces, so I went back and added in a couple of, well, wait, what am I doing? I don't know. It was a while ago I did this, so I can't exactly remember what I'm trying to do here. But I went in with 3 sofas. I suppose that's a bit better for a family home. It's kind of like that in the Collins family. I think that's what I was trying to think of. Kind of have 3 sofas in there, as you know, if it's more people for a family home, and then just a simple coffee table in there. I really like how it's that little I guess fabric, I don't really know what to call it, on top of the coffee table. It kind of blended in nicely with, well, the whole room in general, and also the rug underneath it. And then I'm also using those little lights throughout this whole build, the ones that are standing studio lights, I guess you could call them. I haven't really used them before, but for a minute when I was looking through the items, I thought it was custom content, but it really wasn't. So I thought I'd use them because it just looked really nice. And then here we are onto the hallway, and I'm going through just trying to find, I always find hallways really hard to do because there really isn't a whole lot you can do apart from putting clutter in, like, you know, those little shoe racks and the coat hanger sort of thing. That's really all you can do in terms of hallway. And yeah, this hallway is a bit awkward as well because there's a big huge staircase in the middle, so I was just trying to find little things I could put around the outside. I put a couple of school bags there as well because I thought it looked really nice in terms of like it being a family home. You know, kids would just dump their bags and next to the front door there, so that's what I did there. And I put a little mirror there next to the doorway because that's, I'm not too sure if you have one in your house, but I find that a lot of people do, where they have a little mirror before you go out the front door, so you can, you know, you can see what you look like before you leave the house. So I did there, and again, going back in with mirrors, I think I might went a little bit overkill with the mirrors, but you know, I really like how it opens up the space a little bit. And that is pretty much it for the downstairs. And the next clip, you might be able to see some rooms in the like in this video where I've already decorated, but you didn't see me actually decorating it. That's because that's why the recording just stopped there, because I was going to move on to a bathroom, and I realised that the preview screen just went black. So that, as you can see there, the blue bathroom on the left there of the bedroom, that's what the next clip was, but for some reason it must have corrupted or something, so I had to remove that. So sorry about that, but as you can see there is a little glimpse of it. So now on to, I believe this is the master bedroom, and I kind of went with a black and red theme. I don't know why, but I do this for basically every single bedroom I do in terms of master bedrooms. I don't know why, I just think it's a really nice colour combination. Yeah, I don't know. I think black and any other colour goes. Sometimes I do yellow, I think I've done that in the past. And yeah, so I added in one of those wardrobes, which I tried to push back into the wall a little bit because I thought it was taking up a little bit more space in the bedroom, and I don't really believe those are functional. Well, actually, maybe they are. You can click on them and click change appearance, I think, actually. But I moved it slightly back into the wall there because there was a space behind it, so I thought it would be nice just to put it back in there to open up the room a little bit more. And again, we're going through that trouble of trying to find a curtain to go with that type of window, because there really isn't a whole lot. And I went with something slightly different there. I didn't use that on the downstairs, and I believe they were the same window. It might have been a different height window actually, because it is upstairs. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so I'm really happy with how this messed up. I'm really happy with this house in terms of how it looks and everything. It's a really nicely built, and yeah, so I'm going to continue. I think we've got about 10 more minutes left because I removed that clip there, which you didn't see. It's kind of shortened the video a little bit, which I'm really happy with. I'm just going to check how long we've got left on this recording here. Let's just see. I'm hoping my recording will still go on as I'm moving my mouse here. So this video is about 28 minutes now, I think, so it's a little bit shorter as I remove that clip there. So here we are again onto the bedroom, just continuing with paintings again. Like I said, I got a little bit sick of doing these towards the end, but you know, you're gonna have to do it if you want your walls to look nice and not be bare. So yeah, I tried to switch them up in terms of paintings because I felt like I was using the same one over and over again, so I tried to switch them up a little bit. And also what I really liked about this bedroom is it had this little balcony area, so I decided it was really simple in terms of decorating this balcony. I just put 2 armchairs in there, a table, and 2 of those little plants, and that was really all I did for that. And then 2 little rugs there. which are overlapped again, which are, like I said, I use a lot. And for the balcony, there wasn't really a whole lot I could do. I used a kind of modern decoration there. I think those chairs were from Spa Day, I believe. They were very modern, so I presume they were from Spa Day. So here we are on to another bedroom, which is the second. I think there was... How many bedrooms? Well, no, I think there was 3 bedrooms actually. And for this bedroom, I changed the positioning of everything quite a few times. I think I changed it from a double bed to a single bed because, you know, I just wanted to fit a desk in here and things. You'll see throughout this little section of the build here, I do change it up a little bit in terms of how I want everything to look. I do think I'd change it into a single bed, I don't know. I wanted to do that thing there with the bed where I stick the headrest into the wall. I think I've seen Deli do that in one of her builds once, and I thought it was a really nice idea. You know, it just looks slightly different. I feel that's one thing in The Sims which you really need to improve on is the beds. There isn't really a whole lot of selection you can use apart from custom content, which, you know, isn't always good in terms of building because a lot of people like to download builds from the gallery, and if there's custom content, then, you know, they just don't decide to download it most of the time. So, yeah, here we're on in, well, yeah, what am I saying? I don't know, I'm messing up here. So I changed the bed into a single bed so I could fit a desk in, and that just looked really, really nice. You know, I think this room would be a teen's room. It's not exactly to a certain gender. It's kind of neutral colours, so it could be for both. And I put a sofa in there, which I believe I do take out towards the end. I can't exactly remember. Like I said, I did this towards the start of this month and just out a little bit later in the month, so I'm not exactly too sure what this room turned out like. So yeah, I put in one of those lamps in again, which I really, really liked using from downstairs. And yeah, so those little circle lights, I'm really annoyed because, you know, they are fill up really nicely in terms of filling the light up in the room, but they are a bit repetitive using them too many times. So there's another bathroom there which I don't remember decorating just before. I think I must have cut that out of the video, but you can see there kind of what I did with that bathroom. And yeah, so there wasn't really a whole lot of paintings that I could choose from. I didn't really want to go something a bit more colourful and things because I thought it stood out too much from the neutral colours of the room. So yeah, there wasn't really much in terms of that. And yeah, I really, really liked that room. It was kind of you know, just the neutral colours and everything worked really, really well together. So that was pretty much it for that room. I suppose you could use it as a teen's room, maybe another adult's room, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so here we are on to the kids' room, and I wanted to, well, I know I've done a girls' room build before using the kids' room stuff pack, which you would have seen a little while ago, which was using Katie's room for my Collins family Let's Play, and I decorated her room using that new stuff pack. And for this room I wanted to go with the boys one because, you know, I've already done a girls one, but then I thought, you know, I don't know who's going to be downloading this house, so I kept it neutral for whoever's downloading it. You know, they can just change the colours depending on what gender the child is. So yeah, I did that. And for the kids' room stuff pack, I felt like it was either a boys or a girls things. There wasn't really many neutral colours coming with this, so it was a kind of difficult to do this room. I kind of had that little nook and cranny, I don't know what you'll call it, in the corner of the room there, so there wasn't really a whole lot I could fit in there, so I just put a little mirror there, which I'm not too sure how it looks in that position, but you know, it's fine. And then I have the desk there in front of the window. I can't exactly remember how much this house was in the final. I think it may have been around the 70,000 mark. I'm not exactly too sure actually. No, I can't remember, but you can go over to my Origin ID, like I said, which is Thomas71, and also LegitSimmer, which has 2 T's for the Origin ID, so you can go and search there. Remember to include that extra T for the Origin one. So yeah, it was just a matter of going through, filling up the walls with little decorations. I really, really like how you do this little overlay effect with the decals, and you know, and just overlapping those little decals on the wall. You know, it kind of replicates like as a child was doing it, you know, not exactly too perfect on the walls, but you know, I kind of like how that looks. And then on the desk I just put a little bit of clutter, like some books and things, as it is a child going to school, so I put a bookshelf, not a bookshelf, well, there is a bookshelf, I meant a book bag, a school bag, I don't know why I couldn't think of that, a book bag, I've just said it again. A school bag there next to the desk in terms of like all the books and things just fitting nicely together. And then I put a nice rug in there which filled up the room nicely, and then it was just going through trying to find a wall covering. I went for a very, very light blue, which I really regret everything I do. I feel like I could have done this and I could have done that after I go back with this voiceover, but you know, I'm just going to have to live with it. It is a light blue, which I thought was kind of gender neutral, so that was that, and that's pretty much it for the child's bedroom. It was just a matter of changing little bits and pieces around, just so it was all perfect and everything. Also, I forgot to mention that in the teens room, I put in one of those wardrobes from the Get Together expansion pack. It was kind of, well, I don't know why I'm talking about this now when I just did it before, but there wasn't really a whole lot of room I could do in that little corner bit in that teen's bedroom. So I went back in and added in that little wardrobe there. So now we're on to this hallway bit, and I had to change, well, I think I kept it pretty much as the same it was before. I changed it up a little bit here because I was trying to put a chandelier in that little space there, but you know, it was just really hard to find a space to put it because of the stairs in the way. So as you would have seen there just then, I was trying to move the stairs to one side so I could fit a chandelier in, but you know, it just wasn't enough space to do that. So yeah, now we're on to this little yoga room, which I was saying about at the start of the build, and I kind of went for kind of like a light blue theme in this room. Everything was kind of light blue colours, and on one of the walls I just filled up with those mirrors, but I did the ones which had the illuminating sides to them, so I did that for this room. I think I'm just going to do that now or not, I don't know. And yeah, it's a very modern room, kind of very different to the other parts of the house. I kind of like that though, because you know, some houses are now getting into the 21st century, are now getting more modernised and things, so I thought that was kind of like a nice little addition to this house. There wasn't really a whole lot of skill building items in this house, I don't think, so you know, adding in this little yoga room was a nice little idea. And like I said, just blue colours and then neutral on the walls. I went in again with that basic light on the ceiling, but you know, like I said, it fills up the space nicely. I suppose that little light is kind of modern, so you know, for this room I kind of is a little exception there. And then I put a little table with candles on, and then I put a little table there to put the stereo on. I just thought it looked a little bit too low down if it was just like that on the floor, so I put it up on a little table, and then I just put a couple of plants in there, which again had little, which were quite modern, into the room as well. Also, I added in, I don't know if this is in the recording or not, but in the back garden I put in a barbecue and a seating table because they didn't include one in this house, which I don't know if it was on purpose or not. I thought because it's outside I should leave that alone because it was kind of landscaping and things, but you know, I just thought I'd add in a little table there and a bookshelf. Sorry, I had my speakers on there, I don't know if you heard that. In a barbecue there in the back garden. So we're on to the screenshots now, and I'm really happy how this house turned out. I thought everything went really well. I kind of like the modern and you know, the traditional style kind of twist to this house. So like I said, you can go over to the Origin ID to download this house if you want to. You can also go over to LegitSimmer's YouTube channel and watch their video of them building this house as well. And that is pretty much it, so I'm going to leave you here with the rest of the screenshots and then the outro. Please make sure you leave a like, comment, and with any other suggestions for future videos, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye!